Okay guys, it's Monster on this tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at the Arduino IDE, that's the Arduino Integrated Development Environment, IDE. I for integrated, D for development, and E for environment. So what's this environment all about, this integrated development environment all about? So it's actually an environment where we get to write our code to burn into the Arduino board, right? So, but before I go on further with explaining this tutorial, right? I just want to tell you that in case you're finding it hard to probably adjust the quality of this video, probably on your phone, this video might not come out very with a very good quality, right? So you can just do this by adjusting the settings on your YouTube, like so. So you just come over here. This is one of the day robotics lessons on Arduino. So you can just come over to your settings on YouTube. That is the YouTube here. Come to your settings here, settings, right? Go to quality. This is the quality. Click on quality, so you can move it up to 760p. So in that way you get the best quality of this lesson in the video format. So let's head back onto the onto our IDE. So in this IDE, right, so like I said before, it's actually a place where we write our code so that we could burn it into the Arduino board. So in this this IDE, right, this environment here you're looking at here is a very powerful environment. So once you type your code on this space here, I will get to explain everything. Not really everything, right? Just explain the most important and usually used tools on this environment. But first, I will just try to demonstrate to you just sort of how you can go about on this white space editor. So you can just go on and type. So this is one of the syntax in the Arduino. So digital, right? Let's say the in, right, and output. So this is just one of the syntax. So you can see this is an editor. This is more like an editor, like your Microsoft Word or your Notepad or whatever. So to start with, this white space you're seeing here, right, every program written on this white space is called a sketch. That's why you would see at this top corner here, this top corner, you see sketch and the date, March 13, right? So every program you write on the Arduino IDE is called a sketch. So if I start writing on my codes, right now, you could write about 1,000 lines, 2,000 lines of codes here. So Arduino terms them as a sketch. So you can go on, just like I've written something here, you could go on and write your own as we progress on this lesson. As we go on different examples, you would learn how to write codes, and you would understand this Arduino board properly and the syntax properly along this this lesson. So, but the first thing you need to know is that most of the programs you write in the Arduino are called sketch. So having looked at this white space, which is the editor, so we would I would start with this I would call it probably the tools bar or something. So this is let me start from here. This is the save button, right? So with this save button, you can actually save whatever you've typed in here. Let's say I want to save this this new change I made to this editor. I could just come here and click on a save and change the name of this to probably Arduino Arduino lesson, right? So I could just click on save, right? So you see now it has changed the name from Sketch to Sketch 13A to the Arduino lesson. So that's how you use this button to save your work. So here is the open. So let's say I want to open a new, just as you open documents, open files in your Microsoft Word or in your editors. This also is to open files. Here is to create a new environment, right? Just as this one is to create. When you click on new, you see a new one come out, but we are not using this, right? We aren't using this. And this is after you've written your program, you use this button here, upload. It's called an upload. So upload your code over to the Arduino, and you will see this in this lesson as we'll be doing we'll be writing our first example to blink an LED. And here is to compile, right? So it's to compile to verify the code that you've written is along with the syntax is correct, is along with the correct syntax of the Arduino. Okay, having looked at here, so we'll move over to the files. Files here, new is the same thing as the new we have over here, right? The open is the same thing as the open. Open recent is almost just to open recent documents. Then sketchbook, almost the same thing as the open recent. Examples here, you would see a list of examples you could try out on the Arduino. Then close to close this environment up. So save, more like the save you've seen here. And page setup, so you don't get to probably use this at any time. Here, if you want to print out your code out, you could print it out. Preference, the preference is probably just to adjust some setting, just probably the font size, the default storage location of your code. What again? Compile the verbose, right? Verbose of the compilation and upload, and just about that. So probably throughout your use of this Arduino lesson, the use of this Arduino environment during this lesson, you might not get to use the preference. And quit is also to quit this environment. So let's go to edit. So undo, you know how to undo, right? Undo. I just undid the code I had written here before. And redo, so I redid it. So all this here probably trivial. Comment, you will get to see how to use the comment in the lessons to follow up, and just about all this. So I'm just showing you around the most important tools we are using and you would usually use during your use of the IDE. So verify and compile is the same thing as what we have here, verify and compile. And then we have the upload, the same thing as what we have here, and using so this probably we might not get to use this, and anyone we get to use along the lesson, I'll show you how to use it. So then we go to tools. So the important part of the tools is this place here, the board and the port. So the board here is where you get to select the Arduino. In this case, we will be using the Arduino Uno throughout this lesson. So the Arduino Uno has been selected already by me, and also the port. So I haven't plugged this to the port yet. I haven't plugged the Arduino to the port. So I plugged it already now, just now. So it's taking some time to load. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so the port is available now. So what's the essence of this port? So the essence of this port is you may have different devices connected to your laptop, so via USB. So you connect this Arduino via USB, right? You connect it via USB, and you might have different devices connected to several USB. Your laptop might have about 3 USBs, and you might have all the USBs filled up. So here is to come and select the particular port which you've connected your Arduino to. So in this case, I'm connected to COM port 0, or on the Linux system is dev tty USB 0. On your Windows you would see it as COM port 0, or COM port 1, COM port 2, COM port any number. So it's a random number. You might not see it as COM port 0 or USB 0 in your own system. My own system has just allocated on the 0 to it. Yours might be 24, yours might be 50 something. So that's, by the way, it's just a random number which your system, your OS allocates to the USB port. So here is if you want to get started with it, probably get started environment, and just if you want to get help on the Arduino. But since you will be following up this class, you might not need all of that. Okay, I haven't said that, so we would be heading straight to looking at our first example, which is to blink an LED. So the way this class is structured, the way this lesson is structured, is divided into two parts: the part 1 and the part 2. So the Arduino lesson, this is Arduino lesson 1. This is Arduino lesson 1. Arduino lesson 1 has a part 1, and Arduino lesson 1 also has a part 2. So in the part 1 is where I get to explain the code, whatever code I'll be writing, and how you can get the code, and we would compile and upload the code onto the Arduino in part 1. And in part 2 we would get to see the actual code running on the board. In that case, you won't see me probably explaining thoroughly. You would just see physically the Arduino board running physically, probably trying to blink an LED, or probably trying to switch off something or turn on something. So you would see the Arduino board running live physically. Okay, so heading over to our code. Now in this lesson, right, it would be good for me to tell you how to get most of the codes we would be using in this lesson. So the first way probably you can get you can follow up this lesson and get the codes is by heading over to the Robotics website, which is www.therobotics.com. okay, www.daerobotics.com, just exactly as it is here. You copy, I'll copy it here now and paste it on my browser, right, and paste here, right. So okay, so to be probably taking some time to load. Okay, it's loaded now. So I would go to the tutorials and tutorial categories, right? Tutorial categories. So once I've headed for tutorial categories, I'll go to the Arduino. So when you click on the Arduino, you would see most of the lessons there, and you can get your codes from there. Now another way to get the code is by going to our GitHub repository, the Robotics GitHub. Now don't get this spelling wrong. You see this place is capital letter, this place is also capital letter. So just copy, there's a hyphen in between here. So you just copy it exactly as it is here, right? Exactly as it is here. Copy and paste it. Let me be sure I copied it right. And paste it just on your browser, right? So it's going to take you to the Robotics tutorials, right? It's going to take you to the Robotics tutorial. So you can see the tutorial here, the Robotics tutorial, which is our public repository, right? So Arduino. So you can see most of the codes, all the codes we'll be using this lesson are all here, and some explanations to them. So for now we have about 7 of them, right? For now we have about 7 of them, and as time goes on, would add more codes to them. So now let me just go backwards and show you around. So once you head over to the Robotics tutorials, you click on the Arduino, right, then this first lesson, the code is all about LED blinking. So you click on the LED blinking, it will take you to the file, right, and then you can download this code. So you can download everything here. You can copy it, right, and paste it here. So I've pasted it here already, right? So now that's just one form of how you can get our codes, right? That's one form you can get our codes from this repository. Another form to get our code is by going back to the Dare Robotics tutorials, right, and come here, code, this green button here, code, and download the zip file. The zip file is going to download everything about the Dare Robotics tutorial. You will get all the codes. We are hoping to support about 100 codes, 100 examples during this lesson. When you come here and download, when you click on this code and download zip file, you would get all the example codes in just one file, in one zip file, after which you can unzip it and use them individually. So that's that for the code. So let's head over to our LED blinking. So I've got it here. So LED blinking. So the LED blinking, which is the title of this code, right, and the title of this example. So we have the explanations on the as the first thing before the code, right? Before the code, you have the explanations. Now, one thing to remember is that you can get the all the accessories, the Arduino board, your resistors, your jumper wires, your LEDs, your servo motors, and just everything you need to create a nice project from the Dare Robotics online shop. From the Dare Robotics online shop, so which is also on the website, right? Which is also on the website. So you can just head over to this place, the shop, online shop. It will take you to the online shop. So you see just everything you need to make a good project. You have the soldering iron, battery. So all of these, if you want to follow up this tutorial, will I say continuously and with due diligence, you can just get all the materials we'll be using from the Dare Robotics online store, and it will be delivered to you anywhere within Nigeria. So that being said, let's move over to the examples now properly. So this code is about blinking the LED. So I would explain everything about this code. Now, when you open up at first, when you look at the examples here, you would see something like a description. Now, this description tells you what the code is all about. That's the way the Dare Robotics structures its example or her examples. I guess the E is for objects. Now, the Dare Robotics and organization. So the Dare Robotics structures her examples in this form, the title, description. So here you see the explanation of the code. Now, onboard LED is connected to pin 13 of the Arduino board, so you may not need to connect an external LED to the board. But if you choose to connect an external LED to the board, you can use a 390 ohm resistor. You can connect the external LED to the digital pin number on the board and change the LED pin within the code. So when you read this, just typically this is just typically the way we'll be going about probably in this tutorial. Now, in this tutorial, right, we would get to go through the descriptions first before we explain the code in proper. So now you can just look at this. You can just look at this when you go on the code. you would understand, like it's just self-explanatory. Now let's head over to the code. Now in this first section, this first statement, right, we've initialized the GPIO pin LED built-in, which is pin 13. So it's an AKA for the pin 13 on board the Arduino. So we gave this pin 13, we assigned pin 13 to this LED pin, right, which is of an in value, right. So in this case, we call this thing an initialization phase. It's an initialization phase, right. So the next thing after this initialization phase is the void setup. So the void setup, anywhere you see the void setup, the code runs just once. This void setup, any program within this void setup, which is this, runs just once. So now in the void setup, we have the pin mode function, which sets the LED pin as an output. So in the introductory class, on our post on introducing the Arduino, you would see that a GPIO pin can only have two states, the input and the output. So you can only initialize a pin to one state at a time. So in this case, we've set the LED pin to an output state, right? Because it is to give out a voltage of probably 5 volts to the LED. So that's why we've made it an output. So this is the pin mode, so signaling the output mode of the LED. So in this pin mode, we could also have here as an input, if we have a signal, an input signal into the pin. So then the next phase we'll be looking at is the void loop. Now what's special about the void loop is that the void loop phase actually runs continuously, right? So it runs continuously over and over again till probably the battery dies, or it runs forever. It just runs forever. So far the Arduino board is on. So now what we're looking at here now, because we are trying to blink an LED, we'll try to put the code within this phase so that the LED keeps on blinking forever. Okay, so now what does that mean? Now blinking means that the LED comes on and goes off. It comes on and goes off, comes on and goes off. So now using that instance, I would explain this code. Now here, this statement here makes the LED to come on, right? It comes on here, which is digital, right? We are right into the LED pin to come high, to come on. Another name for the high is on, right? But the Arduino syntax specifies it as a high, right? So now when the LED bulb comes on, right, then it stays on for about 1000 milliseconds, which is 1 second, which is what this delay function does. It keeps the LED on for 1 second, and then after that it goes off digital, right, LED pin low, which is another name for off, and then it stays off for approximately 1 second again. Then this happens just about all over and over and over again. So that's why we've put this in a loop, okay, to loop around forever. So having done this, having explained this code, we would then go over to compile, to verify or compile the code. Now this, as I mentioned earlier, here is to state to know whether this is correct, this code is correct, whether we followed the right syntax. So let's go on. If it compiles successfully, then we followed the right syntax. But if it throws an error, that means there must be somewhere we made a mistake along this code. So let's wait a little bit. So compiling. Okay, done compiling. That means there wasn't any and a mistake. If we had gotten an error, you would see error compiling, right? So now let's move over now to upload the code, this code we've written to the Arduino board. So before clicking on this upload, you would need to come here to check whether your board is set to the Arduino Uno and whether you have your COM port set in place. So we have all this set in place, then we can click our upload. And just one thing again before I click on the upload. Now on clicking on the upload, right, the upload button does two things. The upload button compiles, that's it verifies, and it also uploads. So in a case where you don't want to waste your time clicking here and clicking here, you can just click only this one and it will verify and also upload. So you will see that in a minute. Okay, so you can see it compiled first. Let me do it again. Compiling sketch first now before uploading. So it's done uploading. Okay, so we are done with this lesson. In the part 2 of this lesson 1, you would see the Arduino blinking the LED physically live on a video. So you can just go to the next video on the Arduino lesson 1 part 2 to see the LED blinking. Okay, so if you actually found this video useful, very useful, you can hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel, to the Day Robotics channel, and you can also share the video with your friends and people looking to go into the world of the Arduino and all things that has got to do with technology and just what have you. So if you've got a comment to make or any question, you could place it just below the comment in the comment section below, and also in our website, the comment section on our website. So you've got two places to place your comment, and we will respond to it when we see it, the YouTube comment section below or the website comment section. Okay, so we've come to the end of this lesson, and thanks for watching.